Hello students, welcome back in the second part of chapter number 11 of social science. The name of the chapter is landforms. In our previous video, we had already learned about the different types of mountains which we have classified on the basis of process of formation. So we had learned about fold mountains and block mountains. So let's move ahead to the volcanic mountains. Volcanic mountains. At the time of volcanic eruption, the material which is thrown out is deposited in the shape of cone. It is called volcanic mountains. So children, when this volcanic eruption takes place, the material which is deposited below the earth is thrown out and it takes a shape of cone, and this is called volcanic mountain. Fujiyama of Japan, Vesuvius of Italy, Cotopaxi of Ecuador and Barron, Andaman of India, Pavagadh and Girnar are the examples of volcanic mountains. So you can see in the picture also that how this volcano erupt and how the material comes out below the earth crust. So this thrown out material is deposited and it took a shape of cone, which is called volcanic mountain, and the Pavagadh and Girnar are the best examples of this volcanic mountains. Even Andaman of India, which is also called Barron, Fujiyama of Japan, Vesuvius of Italy and Cotopaxi of Ecuador are also the examples of these volcanic mountains. Next is residual mountain. Residual mountains are formed from the residue which withstand against the natural force of erosion. Soft rocks are eroded and swept away since thousands of years, and the soil formed from solid rocks sustained as a highland. It is only called residual mountains. Now, what are residual mountains? How they formed? So, they formed from the residue which withstand against the natural force of erosion. When this erosion takes place naturally, you know about the soil erosion also. So, when this erosion takes place by the natural forces, and what happens, soft rocks are eroded. मीन्स क्या होता है, सॉफ्ट रॉक्स जो भी होते हैं ना उनका इरोजन होता है. दे स्वेप्ट अवे सिंस thousands of years, means it takes thousands of years in this change, and the soil formed from solid rocks sustain as a highland. सॉफ्ट रॉक्स जो होता है ना उसका पूरा जो सॉइल होता है वो बह जाता है, स्वेप्ट अवे हो जाता है. बट जो सॉलिड रॉक्स होते हैं ना उसका जो सॉइल होता है दे सस्टेन एज अ हाईलैंड, मीन्स एट दैट प्लेस ओनली. जिस जगह पे वो थे ना उसी जगह पे सॉलिड रॉक्स का जो सॉइल होता है वो वहीं रहता है. सो इट इज कॉल्ड रेसिडुअल माउंटेन्स, मीन्स उसी जगह पे फिर से वही माउंटेन क्रिएट होना. ओके. For example, Aravali, Nilgiri, Parasnath, Rajmahal and Eastern Ghat are the examples of residual mountains. These are the best examples of residual mountains. Which are they? Aravali, Nilgiri, Parasnath, Rajmahal and Eastern Ghats. Okay. Now, move ahead. Importance of mountain. Mountains serve the purpose of a borderline and a wall of any country or a region and protect us from cold waves, help in bringing more rain by stopping moist winds. So, the main importance of mountains, as we also know that Himalaya mountain in India, it is a borderline of our north side. So no one can cross this Himalaya mountain from the north side. That means we are protected from north side. Okay. So mountains serve the purpose of borderline, means it becomes a borderline of or a wall of any country or a region like India. India is the best example for this importance, and protect us from cold waves. And it also, mountains also help in bringing more rain by stopping moist winds. Mountains are place of origin of rivers. So this thing you also know that origin of rivers are the mountains only. Okay. Like for example Ganga. From what is the origin of river Ganga? Yes, Gangotri. है ना? So like this. The next is fertile plains are constructed by the rivers flowing through them. Fertile plains are also constructed by the rivers which flows, like Ganga's plains of Ganges. They are plains of Ganges are constructed by the river Ganga. These are the best example, है ना? Next is rivers flowing from the heavy rainfall region, snow-covered region work as a water storage which is necessary for generation of hydroelectricity. So, when river flows from the heavy rainfall region, so what happens? Snow-covered region work as a water storage. Water is stored in as a form of snow, and it is necessary also when again the sun rays comes and this snow gradually melts in the form of water, and this storage is used for hydroelectricity. So this is a main important function for the use of hydroelectricity. Mountains are also necessary. Apart from this, they are the repository of forest resources, mineral resources and wildlife. So apart from all this importance, like the purpose of borderline, protect us from cold waves, brings more rain, they stop moist winds, also they are the origin of rivers, also they construct fertile plains, then also they store water in the form of ice which we can use to generate for generation of hydroelectricity. Apart from all these importances, the main importance is it is the repository of forest resources, and not only forest resources but mineral resources and also wildlife. So now you know that mountains are very much important, है ना? Mountains are blessing for tourism industry, film cinema industry and mountaineers. You all know about the film cinema industry, है ना? And mountaineers, also mountaineering. Mountains are important. If mountains are not there, how you can go for mountaineering, है ना? They are the habitat for the 10th part of world's population. Mexico and Bogota are the best examples of it. In this habitat, 10th part of the world's population lives here, and it is a habitat of the people. And Mexico and Bogota are the best examples of this. So now let's know some extra points for this. Developed cities, country and height, means how you can see now how these cities are developed on mountains. First is Mexico, country Mexico, the height is 2300 meters. Then Quito, country Ecuador, height is 2386 meters. Bogota, country Colombia, height is 2625 meters. Leh, which is in India, and the height is 3,500 meters. Utasha, country China, Tibet, 3,520 meters. La Paz, country Bolivia, 3,640 meters. This is the height on which these cities developed, and these are the most attractive tourist places. Okay, so these are the 4 types of mountains. Now let's move forward to plateaus. Plateau means land part having approximate height of more than 180 meters above the sea level, wide and flat surface from the top is called plateau. Now, what is plateau? Plateau is also above the sea level, but it is not as high as mountains. And also mountains have conical shape on the upper part, but this plateau have flat surface on its upper part. So approximately 180 meters above the sea level means this is the minimum height of plateau. Approximately 180 meters above. Okay, जो भी सी लेवल से 180 मीटर्स अबव के हाइट के होते हैं, बट उनका जो सरफेस होता है, टॉप सरफेस, वो फ्लैट होता है. दे आर कॉल्ड प्लेट्यूज. ओके, नाउ क्लासिफिकेशन ऑफ प्लेट्यूज. Plateaus can be divided into 3 parts on the basis of geographical location. Now, classification of plateaus. So, plateaus also be divided into 3 parts, and it is on the basis of geographical location. So, what are these 3 parts? These 3 parts are Intermontane Plateau, Piedmont Plateau and Continental Plateau. So let's study in detail about these plateaus. First is Intermontane Plateau. Any part of land Q which is fully or partially surrounded by the high mountain ranges from all 4 sides is known as Intermontane Plateau. Now, as we already studied about the mountains, that mountains have conical shape and approximately 900 meters above the sea level. But these plateaus are also high up from the sea, level, means they are also above the sea level, but they have flat surface on the top and they are approximately 180 meter high. But when this kind of plateau is surrounded by mountains fully or partially, means either from 2 sides or from all the sides, when it is surrounded from mountain ranges, then it is called Intermontane Plateau. Means partially surrounded or fully by all 4 sides, surrounded by mountain ranges, then it is called Intermontane Plateau. And Plateau of Tibet and Plateau of Mongolia are the best examples of this Intermontane Plateau. Next is Piedmont Plateau. Region having straight slope on the one side in the foot of mountain is called Piedmont Plateau. Now you can see in the picture also that mountain is conical. Below that, there is a plateau, and on one side it has a straight slope. and that is on the foot of the mountain. Means the region which have straight slope on one side in the foot of mountain, that is called Piedmont Plateau. Patagonia in South America, Piedmont in US, Malwa Plateau in India are the best examples of this Piedmont Plateau. If you have ever seen Malwa Plateau in India, it is the best example of Piedmont Plateau. Next is Continental Plateau. An elevated and part due to geological movement or cooling down of magma on a big highland creates continental plateau. Now, what is continental plateau? It is an elevated and part due to geological movement or cooling down of magma. Now, we discussed about the volcanoes. So, when this volcanic eruption takes place, a thing called magma, lava and magma. Okay, so when this magma comes out from the volcanoes and cool down on a big high land, means after cooling down of magma, it becomes a plateau because it has a height of approximately the 180 meters and above the sea level. It cools down above the sea level and it creates plateau which is called continental plateau. Lavik Highland Plateau of Maharashtra in India, Plateau of Brazil, Plateau of Arabistan, Spain, Greenland and Antarctica are the examples of continental plateau. So these are the examples of continental plateau. Now let's move ahead to the importance of plateaus. The Lavik soil of plateau is fertile and it is very favorable for cotton crop. Now, Lavik soil means continental plateau. Just I have told you about this Lavik, which is in Maharashtra. So this soil of this plateau is very much fertile and it is very favorable for cotton crop. Precious minerals like iron, manganese and gold are found from the ancient solid rocks of the plateaus. For example, Chota Nagpur Plateau of India, slopes of this plateau are very important for cattle rearing and also useful for tourism and film industry. Now, another importance is precious minerals like iron, manganese and gold. All these minerals are found from the ancient solid rocks of plateaus, from these plateaus. For example, Chota Nagpur Plateau of India is the best example of it. Even the slopes of this plateau are important for the cattle rearing and also for the tourism and film industry. You must have seen many scenes of film are created on these plateaus. So it is very helpful for film industry. Plateau has formed almost in the center of Saurashtra in Gujarat. Almost plateaus are where are formed? Almost plateaus, they are formed in the center of Saurashtra in Gujarat. So this is all for this session. We will continue our chapter in our next session, in our third part. So I hope you can totally understood about the mountain and plateau and also the difference between mountain and plateau. Okay, so I'll conclude this part here and we will meet in next part very soon. Till then, take care.